Scotiabank's American Express Gold Card, a rather popular card because of its no foreign exchange fees whatsoever. Why is it you actually want to have it, or perhaps not? And two other compatibles, something to compare it. Welcome to the Canada Credit Card Expert channel. We would like to thank those of you who already subscribed. That definitely helps us, and for those of you who are yet to do so, please do so right at the bottom. The Scotiabank's American Express Gold Card, that is still an American Express card. So you are part of the American Express offers, as well as all there is with American Express, whether it's accepted or not, etc. However, this is a typical scene ecosystem card, which means you would get a hell of a lot of points if you shop groceries with any of the scene supermarkets. Mainly Sobeys, Safeway, Freshco, Foodland, and there are actually more. Other than that, you will be getting 5 points on eating in, eating out. That is pretty much dining, food delivery, and also grocery stores that are not part of the scene ecosystem. 5 points you'll also be getting with entertainment. Now that is unique. That is massive actually, and on top of all that, you will be getting 3 points on anything streaming as well as anything transit. And anything transit means pretty much transportation, rideshares, petrol, you name it, commute. So we got a very attractive offer when it comes to actually earning points. That is absolutely staggering. However, mind you, that officially Scotiabank actually would give you 1 point for anything spent in non-Canadian dollars. Now, there are quite a few data points about this not being precise. Quite a lot of people actually report that they do actually get points while spending overseas. However, just for you to know that officially this is not the case, it could go either way. So be mindful of that. But if you are overseas and you are spending money with this particular card, that will mean no foreign exchange fees, which quintessentially mean 2.5% not being paid, 2.5% being the rough figure for most credit cards in Canada. And that means that is actually a huge thing, because not many credit cards in Canada would actually have this feature. We do have a link at the bottom to the cousin of this particular card by Scotiabank, that is a Passport card, and we're going to actually compare it in a few moments. A quick word about this card regarding insurances. The insurances coverage by this card are actually pretty impressive. You will be getting 25 days travel emergency medical insurance, which is more than average on this type of category 4 mid-tier card. Although the coverage would be up to 1 million, which is on the lower end, that would probably suffice for the overwhelming cases, if at all, that you might actually experience over time. Even once you pass your 65th birthday, you'll still have 3 days with this card. This is actually amazing, because most cards would actually stop at 65 or 76. So this is something to think about. There's kind of extensive other type of insurances for traveling, namely trip cancellation and interruption, flight delay, and baggage delay, loss, blah, 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 which means all the regular stuff, the usual suspect, travel accident insurance, etc. Now, these are seen to be more generous than a lot of other cards, we would say most cards. And in the case of Scotiabank, some of these coverage would only entail 75% of the total cost being charged to the card and not 100%, which is another plus for this particular card. So that is overall a very attractive offering when it comes to a very solid insurances. And that is not even mentioning the mobile device insurance, which became kind of common across the board. $120 a year. This card is actually a great card for earning points, as well as pretty decent in terms of insurances, not to say great in terms of insurances. It's definitely above average for such a card. So why is that you actually want to actually line up against it? Or in other words, why would you actually pick a different card? But firstly, we actually mentioned that there are some reports of actually this card earning points outside Canada. Officially, this is not the case. Your mileage might actually vary in this regard, but we're going to line it up versus two other credit cards that are commonly named when it comes to comparing this particular Scotiabank American Express Gold card, and that is the American Express Cobalt Card and the Scotiabank Passport card. Now, we do have a full feature about the Passport card. Again, it's right at the bottom. Let's just start by mentioning that the points that are scene points, that is, cannot actually be transferred into airlines or hotels. And that means that would actually put off a lot of people that would actually go for the Cobalt card. But let's actually have a quick look in terms of comparison. Well, when it comes to the American Express Gold card by Scotiabank, unlike the Cobalt card, it does actually have up to 50,000 cap on annual spend on accelerated rates. Now, in the case of the Cobalt card, it's 2,500 a month. Essentially 60% of the accelerated rate for the Scotia Amex Gold, and that means for the higher spender, that would be a slightly better offering to have the Amex Gold. The other thing about these two particular cards, well, we could actually look at their insurances. The Scotiabank Amex Gold is by far more solid, and the Scotiabank Amex Gold is also no foreign exchange, unlike the Cobalt card, which is full foreign exchange. And again, we assume, although there are some data points to the contrary, that officially you're not supposed to earn anything beyond 1 per 1 overseas. Now, these are huge advantages on the side of the Scotiabank American Express Gold card. Finally, we mentioned solid insurances, solid cashback, versatility, which is kind of the same, let's say, for both membership rewards as well as Scotiabank. So overall, if you're not into the redemption thing, into transferring points into airlines, then obviously the Scotiabank card would have a slight advantage by simply no foreign exchange, same versatility, high cashback rates, even slightly cheaper, and much better insurances. So when we look overall why you would actually get the Cobalt card, we would actually mention one factor. This is a huge factor, but it's still one factor. That is transferring the points to the likes of Air Canada, British Airways, Cathay Pacific, Delta. So all these could be actually turned into aspirational or even non-aspirational redemptions. So that'll be one main reason why you would actually stick to the Cobalt card rather than the American Express Gold by Scotiabank. Another credit card actually worth mentioning is the Scotiabank Passport. Let's call it the distant cousin of the American Express Gold. Well, both of them, with the American Express Gold by Scotiabank, that is, both of them would have no foreign exchange. However, the Scotiabank Passport would have 4 lounge passes as well as full points earning while not in Canada. Now, these two things are actually pretty big. The only thing is that the Scotiabank Passport would earn you less points, roughly half, depends on the category. So pretty much, instead of earning 5 on groceries and dining, you would be earning 3, but you will be earning them once you are overseas. So when you actually think about the passport, that has a different appeal. $30 extra a year on top of the 120, so that's 150 in total. Then otherwise would have very similar insurances. So the Scotiabank Passport would make sense for a lot of other people who would like to focus more on, or maybe spend more time overseas, or into the lounge passes, which definitely have value in the scheme of things. Overall, when you look at the Scotiabank scene points redemption schedule, it's pretty much a pure cashback. The only thing to remember is one scene point is essentially 1 cent being redeemed into travel expenditure, either through the Scotiabank portal, that is the Scene Travel portal, which is powered by Expedia, but then it could be used as a statement credit against any independent type of booking that you might actually have. Similarly, you could actually take these points and redeem them for your restaurant or grocery shopping. That is very attractive as well. And that is again at the rate of 1 cent to 1 point. And if you earn 6 or 5 or 3 and you redeem it, that is a very nice cashback. So just to sum it up, the Passport card would be a very unique proposition for some people who are more into actually traveling overseas and the lounge passes. At the same time, it would definitely feature the same no foreign exchange. The Cobalt card would be a different type of animal, so to speak, by actually offering the transferability of points, while actually keeping the American Express as the gateway, which means you would rejoice the same American Express perks, that is the Amex offers, that the American Express Gold by Scotiabank offers. So again, each one of you would definitely have a different take on it, but overall, the Scotiabank American Express Gold Card is a very solid offering. We definitely hope we help you sort it all out, and we will see you soon.